When things start to heat up, we're gonna learn how to keep our cool so we don't lose our temperature. Who wrote that? Roll the intro card. Hello and welcome to the #1 source, rated by yours truly, of important information pertaining to your present or future big green egg. My name is Aaron Woolhite, and it's my absolute privilege to take you on this exciting journey into learning all of the ways of the fellow egghead community. If you're paying attention to the intro, my name isn't Bill, and I'm certainly not a science guy. But in order to control the temperature of your egg, we need to know the basics of how fire works. To create fire, you need three things. You need fuel, heat, and oxygen. And in a previous episode, which you can find by clicking the link above or in the description below, we explained the fuel and heat portions. Today, we're talking strictly about the airflow. Now, I know you've heard the term heat rises. Well, that implies that it started from the bottom. Air moves through the bottom draft door, fueling the charcoal, and then out of the regulator cap. Controlling that airflow is the absolute key to controlling the temperature of your egg, and it's a pretty binary process. More air, more heat. Less air, less heat. The bottom draft door is the main way to control your temperature because it determines the initial amount of air intake. And to keep things simple, there's three main cooking positions. Fully open for lighting and high heat cooks like pizza, half open for hot cooks like steaks and burgers, and a quarter open for low and slow cooks like ribs or brisket. Ideally, you set this and forget it. The regulator cap fine-tunes the temperature, making this the vent you adjust throughout your entire cooking process. Small adjustments are the key to stabilizing the temperature, and I know you millennials like instant gratification, but when you make a change, give the egg 5 to 10 minutes to respond. The best tip I can give you is that it's easier to heat the egg up than it is to cool it down. Now, when we open the dome, we're introducing a rush of air, which is why it's best practice to burp the egg before every open. This is especially true after you've choked the vents down to cool things off. That fire is just sitting there and it's hot and hungry waiting for an oxygen buffet. And unlike my 4-month-old, burping the egg is incredibly simple. Just crack the dome an inch or two for a few seconds and then open it up the rest of the way. You're feeding the fire air in stages instead of all at once, so it has time to react. It's not broken, it's not haunted, it's just physics. Now, what if your egg gets too hot? Like I said before, it's easier to heat it up than it is to cool it down. But if it does get too hot, you want to keep the dome closed to avoid the rush of air, close the bottom draft door almost completely, and adjust the regulator cap to a very small opening. Ceramic is a great insulator, so be patient with the cool down. I want to give a quick mention to the convEGGtor or the dual zone kit, whichever accessory you're using for indirect cooking. One would think that you would avoid placing it in the egg until it's time to cook because you want a lot of airflow to get up the temperature. With ceramic, this is not the case. It's best to put your convEGGtor or dual zone kit in soon after you light your egg so it can heat up with the entire system. This ensures you don't shock the ceramic like a jump scare in a horror movie. And with all of that, thank you so much for watching this video. Give this video a like if you learned something new, and remember, small adjustments and give it time, your temperature will fall right in line.